those that know me know that I'm real big on manhood and accountability.
Yep.
And so that's really what happened. I wound up getting to a very, very deep conversation, and it just kind of spilled over because it just wouldn't let me hold my peace. But the basis of it was moms trying to say, because it was two moms in the group. In other words, you can't get out of your own way to help co-parent these kids. And I say that because, yep, I don't give a damn what he or she did to her enough. I don't care. But if you felt strongly enough to break up, then be ready enough to give it up. Because if you can do that, if you can break apart and really separate that emotion from it, man, all you should have in common is wanting the best for that offspring. We call it the school to prison pipeline, because you're just not getting that. So if that kid goes into, that kid can go into the worst school system in the world. If he has a quality home base, that kid has a great opportunity to go out there and be somebody, because he knows the difference between saying yes or no when somebody's getting ready to do something bad, because he's been taught that from both sides of his family.
Let's go a step into it and talk about why is divorce so widespread and so prevalent?
Woo!
Because, marriage, when it was invented, if you will, was, people only lived till like 30, right? So they got married at 15.
Right.
They were married for 15 years. They raised the kid till he or she was 15. I think they only had two genders back then.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
till he or she was 15, and then the kid was on their own at 15, and you didn't have to be married anymore because one or both of you was already in the ground. So now
marriage was different back then because your purpose for getting married was different. So
then you got to have a big party that costs $50,000. So let's just start out in
the co-op, the marriage itself, the business agreement got co-opted by the love business, and then later on, after the women's lib era kicked in really strong, then it got co-opted again by the legal district.
Right. Why would I want to fight for 50 years and hate that person? And I think that's an under-noticed thing.
Yeah.
But I notice it.
Yeah, well, look, it ain't perfect. My folks was married 66 and a half years.
God bless.
And so
that's a long time.
That's 2 lifetimes. Yeah, right. Sometimes it's just a mere portrait.
Right.
And
so where do you go with that?
Oh, 100%. But again, let's look at the generation in which we're dealing with. You're still chasing this unreachable dream of perfection, or I can step up, I can raise my game. If you're married doing this other, situation, and you're, it does give you that. Well, I could do better. Then you start looking at people and saying, I heard a girl on the way here. I was watching something on YouTube, and it before I came in, and she said, if you show up to a date with me and you're empty-handed, you'll never see me again. Now, and I'm like, but again, so I'm already at the renegade stage, and I don't even know who you are. They haven't taken that time to heal from those past traumas before they drag that baggage into the next household. So that's where it's a major issue. And I always say it takes 2 complete people to make a successful business/relationship.
My voice is escalating, which my voice can carry sometimes in a giant bank with no offices, because it was like an old school layout.
Yeah.
And she goes, Drew, can I tell you something? Just very calmly. She goes, there's 2 choices every day. She goes, if you want to be happy, then you should really focus on the things that you have in your life that you're grateful for. And if you want to be sad, find things in your life that you don't have and dwell on that. And one of the arguments, and that changed my perspective.